Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, a beautiful day outside, but inside the world of Salem, it is an absolute hurricane of drama. It was one of those episodes where you just sit there staring at the screen, wondering how these people survive their own lives. So let's just dive right into the custody battle, because it is getting incredibly messy. Joy Wesley is not playing around anymore. She actually went and hired Belle Black to draft up some legal paperwork. And honestly, hiring Belle is a total power move. Belle is a shark when she wants to be, and she knows exactly how to navigate these nasty family court battles. Joy is sitting there with Belle, and she drops this massive non-negotiable demand. She wants the custody agreement completely modified so that if anything ever happens to her, Stephanie Kyriakis will have absolutely zero rights to raise little Kelsey. Zero. And honestly, I kind of get it. I know that sounds harsh, but let's be real. Maybe I'm being too hard on Stephanie, but you guys know what she's been going through lately. Stephanie is an absolute wreck right now. She has severe PTSD from that whole Owen Kent kidnapping nightmare, and she is just spiraling out of control. We all know she recently pulled a gun, and that kind of trauma doesn't just vanish overnight. Joy is just being a fiercely protective mother. She looks at Stephanie and sees a walking liability, a ticking time bomb. She does not want her baby anywhere near that kind of chaos, and you really can't blame a mother for wanting to protect her child. Belle is sitting there taking notes, and you just know this paperwork is going to be ironclad. But of course, Alex Kyriakis is absolutely losing his mind over this. He is furious. He is pacing around the room looking like he wants to punch a wall or break a lamp or something. He tells Stephanie that he is never, ever going to agree to Joy's terms. He is fiercely defending his wife, swearing that he will fight Joy tooth and nail in court if he has to. And Alex means it. He has these deep, deep abandonment issues because of his own biological mother, Angelica Devereaux, so he is desperate to create this perfect blended family. He wants to be the super dad. He wants to fix everything. But here is the crazy part. He is completely blind to what is actually happening right in front of him. He is reassuring Stephanie, but if you look at Stephanie's face in this episode, she doesn't look reassured at all. She looks terrified and exhausted. Honestly, I think Stephanie actually wants to step aside. She is secretly wondering if she should just give in to Joy's demands, because it might be the only logical path forward. And why wouldn't she? She is drowning in her own trauma. She doesn't want to raise a baby right now, especially a baby that is a constant reminder of her husband's past. She barely wants to get out of bed some days. It is just so frustrating watching Alex be so completely oblivious to his own wife's pain. He just doesn't get it. He really, really doesn't get it. He just keeps talking and talking about how they are going to be this big happy family and how Joy is not going to win this, but he doesn't even stop to look at his own wife's face. If he just stopped for 2 seconds and asked Stephanie what she actually wants, this whole custody battle might disappear. But no, Alex has to be the hero. Total disaster. Just a complete mess waiting to explode. Okay. Let's pivot to something that actually made me smile today, which is rare for Salem lately. Gabi Hernandez. Gabi is always jumping to conclusions, right? She always thinks the whole world is out to get her, and she has this massive victim complex. She spent all this time accusing Philip and Xander of bootlegging her Gabi chic purses, screaming at them, causing a massive scene. But today, she finally realized she was dead wrong. She figured out that Someone at DiMera Enterprises is probably behind the fake purses, not Titan. So she goes to Philip, and I was expecting a massive fight because it's Gabby and she usually doubles down when she's wrong. But no, she actually apologizes, a real, genuine apology. And then she does something that completely shocked me. She pulls Philip in for this warm, tight hug. Philip's face was absolutely priceless. He was completely blindsided. He was just standing there, stunned, probably wondering if she was trying to pick his pocket or stab him in the back. And honestly, it was kind of a beautiful moment. These two have such a toxic history, but there is still this weird magnetic connection between them. I don't know if they are going to get back together romantically, but seeing Gabby actually admit she was wrong and try to make peace, that is huge character growth for her. It really is. Xander is probably in the background somewhere, breathing a massive sigh of relief that he doesn't have to deal with Gabby's wrath right now. It is just nice to see two characters actually communicate instead of screaming at each other for 6 months. But then we get to the really dark stuff. Rachel Black is finally released from Bayview today. And let's be real, Bayview is a complete nightmare. Nobody ever comes out of there completely okay. And Rachel was already a deeply troubled kid before she even went in. But Brady and Tate and all of Rachel's loved ones are there, and they throw her this big welcome home party. They are trying so hard to make it a happy occasion. There are decorations, people are smiling. Brady is trying to be the supportive, loving dad. But there is a massive, glaring hole in the room. Kristen is missing. Rachel is just standing there, looking around, waiting for her mom to walk through the door. And it is absolutely devastating to watch. Rachel idolizes Kristen. She worships the ground her psycho mother walks on, even though Kristen is the reason for half of Rachel's trauma. And Kristen promised she would be there. So Rachel is just full of questions, and she is getting more and more upset. You can literally see Brady starting to panic because he knows Kristen wouldn't just miss this unless something was very, very wrong. And we, the viewers, know exactly what is wrong. E.J. DiMera finally snapped. He actually did it. He kidnapped his own sister. The episode shows that Kristen's plan to go to the party ends in total disaster because E.J. grabs her. And wow, what a twist. E.J. has been pushed to the absolute edge because Kristen was targeting his kids. She went after Johnny, and then she started making moves on Sydney. You do not mess with E.J.'s kids. He has a line, and Kristen crossed it by a mile. So he takes a page right out of his father's playbook. Stefano used to lock people up and kidnap them all the time. It is the DiMera way. Marlena and Susan both warned E.J. recently. They sat him down and told him he was turning into Stefano, that he was walking down a very dark path and he needed to turn back. But he didn't listen. He fully embraced the dark side today. And honestly, it is kind of ironic. Kristen is usually the one kidnapping people. Remember when she kidnapped Sarah and dumped her on DiMera Island? Yeah, karma is finally coming for Kristen. But here is the thing that really broke my heart today. The kidnapping doesn't just ruin Rachel's party. It completely destroys Lexie Carver's plan. Lexie is dying. Again. Doctor, Rolf's stupid serum failed, and she is having these fatal symptoms return. But she didn't want Abe and Theo to watch her die a second time. She couldn't bear to put them through that grief again. So she concocted this insane, desperate plan to swap places with Kristen. Kristen was supposed to take her place, and Lexie was going to go to DiMera Island to just fade away in peace. It was a tragic plan, but it was her plan. And now Kristen is tied up in some basement or trunk somewhere because of EJ. The swap is completely ruined. Lexie is left hanging. She is still in Salem, she is still dying, and now she has no way out. How is she going to hide her symptoms from Abe and Theo now? She can't. They are going to find out, and it is going to destroy them all over again. Think about Abe and Theo for a second. They are just walking around Salem, totally oblivious. They think they just got their wife and mother back. They are planning holidays, they are smiling, they are finally happy after Paulina stepped aside to let this happen. And Lexie is just carrying this massive ticking time bomb inside her body. Every time she looks at them, she knows she is going to shatter their world. That is why she wanted the Kristen swap so badly. She thought it was an act of mercy. But now, EJ's revenge has completely collateral damaged Lexie's act of mercy. It is brilliant writing, I'll admit it, but it is so incredibly cruel to watch. I am so mad at the writers for doing this to Abe. The man has suffered enough. Why do they keep torturing the Carver family? It is just too much. Honestly, I need a drink after watching this. Let's see what happens tomorrow, because this is just getting wild.